Hello, my friends. This is your friend Pastor Steve coming all the way from Dominion Towers here in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I hope and pray that you've had a wonderful week. This is yet another weekend that I come with a word of exaltation, a word of encouragement. And just to let you know, there is still hope. There's no reason for quitting because you're simply the best that God has made. I am excited. The clock is ticking. My book is almost out. Now we are counting down. We're really counting down. I'm believing God that by next week, end of next week, I should be having the first release. The publishers are telling me that they are working on it day and night. And it's an exciting thing. Now today, and this weekend in the few minutes that I want to talk to you, I want to talk to you on how do you handle being a misfit. How do you handle being a misfit? I know when you hear the word misfit, probably you may just be wondering what am I about to talk about. And this week as I was thinking and meditating on what we're going to be talking about, and especially during this season where I've been talking a lot about giving yourself another chance, I realized that being a misfit is not an easy thing. And many times, many people tend to become misfits, and probably I'm talking to somebody who is already or has experienced some form of misfit, of which I actually believe that every one of us at one time or the other, we have experienced being a misfit somewhere. And basically when we talk about being a misfit, we are talking about being in an environment where for whatever reason, maybe because of your physique or maybe because of your status, of one way or the other, you are actually not being able to be part of it. And because of that reason, you feel like you don't belong there. People become misfits because of different things. There are people who become misfits because of difference of color or race. There are people who become misfits because of difference of tribe. You know, I come from a continent where we have very many tribes, and there are times you can be among us a certain tribe, and because you are not speaking their language, you basically become a misfit. There are times you can become a misfit because of your financial status. You know, you don't have money, you go to a society or to a community or to a people who have money, and you feel that you don't belong because you don't have the same wordings, you don't have the same way of doing things, or you don't have the finances or the strength of finances that they have, or even the vice versa. You could be having money and then you go into a community where the people don't have it, or where you get into a community where people are living in a poor status, and because of that reason you become a misfit. You know, you could be living in a rich surrounding area or a rich environment, and then you go to the hood or you go to the ghettos, and while you are there you definitely feel a misfit because you don't belong there. You could also be a misfit because of marital status. You know, there are people because simply you are single, or because probably you are even divorced. When you are walking around people who are married, you become uncomfortable and you become a misfit because even they show you that you don't belong amongst them. There are many things that can cause you to be a misfit. Some people become misfits simply because of the way they look. You know, your shape, you feel that you're having a bit bigger body than the rest of the people, and whenever you go near people because of your size of body, you feel that you're becoming a misfit. Now the question that I'm bringing to you today is, how do you handle being a misfit? Because at one time or the other, there is that tendency where you find yourself in an environment where you actually are feeling like you are not actually fitting in. You know, I remember when I came from Africa and I came to America, one of the challenges that I was having in my early days is trying to fit in. And the basic reason why I was trying to fit in is because the way they do things here is not the way we do things back at home. The kind of food they eat here, the way they handle matters, the way they handle issues. In back where I come from, people are a little bit more relaxed. Here, people are going fast. You know, everybody is in time. Everybody wants to do things in a particular way. And all those things can become a bit of a challenge. And if one is not careful and if you don't handle it properly, it can actually throw you off. I wanted to know there are people who are actually feeling a misfit today, and because of being a misfit and not being able to handle it properly, they have not given themselves a chance to do better than they are doing right now. And I believe in the few minutes that I have in this program today, I want to encourage somebody who is out there who is probably feeling a misfit because people have not accepted you in the society. They have not accepted you probably because of some of the errors and the mistakes you have done. Maybe you have actually even done things that have been very shameful shameful, or maybe simply because people have not understood you, you have actually found yourself in a very uncomfortable state and you have found yourself as a misfit. We have dozens of examples in the scriptures. We have people in the scriptures where I can give as a reference, and I'll probably just give maybe one or two in this program today, of people who actually were in the kind of a scenario that probably you are in, or probably we have been in, and yet they met the Master himself. His name is Jesus, and he made them realize and showed them that you can never be, or your blessings can never be dictated by whether you are fitting in or you are not fitting in, whether you are a misfit or not a misfit. That is not what determines the blessings. For example, we have a case scenario in the book of Matthew, chapter number 15. If you read from verse number 20, going on downwards like that, there is this woman who had a situation. This woman was not a Jew. This woman was a Gentile, as the Bible calls her. Being a Gentile basically means she was not part of the community of the Jewish people. And normally in those days, the Jews and the Gentiles were not relating together. They never intermarried. They never did things together. They were two different societies, two different communities, and because of that, nobody had anything to do with the other one. Now, this particular woman had a situation. Her child was extremely sick, and she had tried everything she could. She had tried to see whether that kid could be fixed by somebody else, but nothing. But then she heard about Jesus. She heard that there was a man who was walking around, and wherever he was going, he was doing good. Wherever he was going, he was healing the sick, he was removing demons and what have you. And this woman said, you know what, I'm going to try this man. She comes to him and tells him, I have this child of mine, please Master, help me. You read it for yourself from verse number 26. And the Bible says Jesus first and foremost ignored. Now you need to understand that Jesus, that's not him, that's not his style. Rather, it's not that it is not him, but that's not his style. But in this particular time, there is a lesson he wanted to teach, and therefore he started playing along with the Jewish beliefs and customs. You know, where the Gentiles have nothing to do with the Jews. So what happens? The Bible says he first ignored her. But then the woman persisted and insisted. And the Bible says when she told Jesus her problem, Jesus says, hey, wait a minute. You know, we cannot give children's bread. And this is a statement I want you to note. He says we cannot give children's bread to little dogs. That very moment, it sounded like Jesus had just called this woman a little dog. Not even a big dog, a little dog. Now, dogs in our days and in the society we are in are not a big issue, but in those days, being identified with a dog was a big issue, you know. But this woman did not take offense. What this woman realized is that at that very moment when she was called a little dog, what she was basically being told, and which was the reality and the fact, is that she was a misfit and she was not part of that society. And being not part of that society, it basically meant she could not enjoy the benefits and the blessings that were connected to that community or that blessing. But this woman did not take offense. Listen to me, my brothers and my sisters. Whenever you are in a society, whenever you are in a surrounding where you feel like you're a misfit, the first thing you should avoid doing is getting offended. Don't get offended when people show you that you're a misfit because you are academically low. Don't get offended when people show you you're a misfit because you are not married, or because you are divorced, or because there is something going on in your life that they do not appreciate or they do not acknowledge. Never get offended. This woman was a wise woman. The Bible says the woman looked at Jesus and says to Jesus, and this thing literally blew the mind of Jesus. The Bible says she looked at him and she told him, even little dogs. She did not deny she was a little dog. Yes, I am a misfit. Yes, I don't fit in because I don't have what it takes to be part of your society. But listen to me, Master Jesus, even those little dogs, even the misfits, they eat crumbs from the table. When the people who are supposed to have it are eating the crumbs that come down, they eat from that table. And the Bible says Jesus looked. In fact, if you read verse number 26, the Bible is very clear. The Bible says, Jesus said, oh woman. He was like, come on now, Lord, are you serious? Did you just say that? And you know what? He says, you know what? I have not seen faith like this in Israel. You go and you get healed and you get your miracle, you get your blessings, because you have decided, as much as they say you're a misfit, your blessings are not limited to that. You have decided you are going to receive your blessing one way or the other. You know, that's what she actually told Jesus. She was letting Jesus know, you know what, I may be a misfit, but the society is not going to dictate my blessing. The society is not going to dictate my miracle. The society will not determine my destiny. And today I'm here to encourage somebody who has been feeling a misfit. Maybe in that work environment you've been feeling a misfit because you are not performing as good as the others. Or maybe you're not producing as better as so and so. You have compared yourself even to your own siblings and to people who are near you, and you don't seem to be matching. But I want you to know that your blessing is not dictated by what they think about you. Your blessing is not dictated by the fact that you're a misfit. Your blessing is dictated by the fact that Jesus himself can actually say, I will give you another chance. You may be a misfit, but I'm going to release a miracle for you. This is an opportunity I'm giving you in your condition, that I'm going to release a miracle for you. The woman went home rejoicing with a miracle. She went home rejoicing with a blessing. Yes, it is true she was a misfit, but her blessing could not miss locating her because she was a blessing. And today I want you to know, wherever you are, that your blessing has already been assigned to you. Your blessing has your name on it. It does not matter what the society considers you to be. It does not matter what the people around you are saying concerning you. Whatever God has decided is your blessing, is your blessing. Listen to me, ladies and gentlemen. When the people have condemned you, when the people have finished with you, do not finish with yourself, because he who has the final one, his name is Jesus. And when Jesus says your blessing cannot be dictated by the society, he means exactly that. That woman left that place a very different woman. Please do not condemn yourself. Please do not resign and do not decide it is over, because as far as God is concerned, you may be a misfit where you are, but you are not a misfit where he is. As long as he's there, you are not a misfit. I'm praying for you, and I know whatever you're going through, God is going to walk through together with you. I love you so much. Now remember, my channel is not a monologue. This is a dialogue. I want to hear from you. Please give me feedback. Ask me questions. Send me messages on messages right below here. Subscribe to my channel, and at the same time make comments on my channel. Like my channel. Do whatever you can, and let me just know that there's somebody out there that is still listening and communicating with me. I love you so much. I believe in you, and together we shall succeed in this journey. Now remember, let us keep it simple, keep it real, always to the point and anointed, and always remember to give yourself another chance. No longer a slave to fear. Say with me, 'cause I am a child of God. One more time, say, I'm no longer a slave to fear. You unravel me